Welcome to the call. This is week 3 of Google Advanced. I'm Tammy Brown along with my co-host Ron Jones. Welcome to the call. If you would introduce yourself and tell us what squadron you're with, and we will get started. And Cindy, we'll start with you.
I'm Cindy Ringwald. I'm the commander from the Atlanta Club.
I'm Jim Urich. I'm the SEO for the Richmond Sail and Power Squadron. I also manage our Facebook page.
And my name's Ron Jones. I'm the chair of the Marketing and Public Affairs Committee and district commander, and manage Facebook and Google and wear a lot of hats.
And I'm Tammy Brown. I work at the headquarters in Raleigh, and we are recording these calls so that we can post them to our YouTube channel so that if you don't get a chance to watch, you can re-watch them at your convenience. So today we are going to talk about Google in a more advanced way. We did talk about Google a little bit yesterday in terms of setting up your business profiles. Both of you have business profiles in Richmond and in Atlanta and Peace River. So Ron today wanted to talk about more advanced uses of your Google profile. All of you have multiple owners, correct? Jim, you're not the only owner of your Richmond Facebook page, correct?
So I'm the owner, and I've given admin access to Marine SEO.
But you have, so one thing we suggest is you get another person to be an admin in the Richmond squadron.
Okay.
That is of critical importance.
Okay. I'll take a note on that.
For your Facebook and your Google profile. So someone other than yourself can handle the account in case you need to go on vacation or something fun like that.
Okay.
Okay, Ron, you're on deck.
All right. One of the tools that Google offers is called Google Analytics. And it's a tool that helps the squadron measure success of their digital presence, whether it be social media or your web page. Google Analytics essentially tracks all of the traffic on your website, and it helps you figure out where you can strengthen your website, where your weaknesses are, who is using your website, when they're using it. You can use it to optimize. There's a term I hate in certain cases. You can optimize your marketing once you know what people are using your website for. Now, first question that comes up is, well, how much does it cost? We're cheap. It's free. But I will tell you that if you want to go with a more expensive version of Google Analytics, it's $50,000 a year. But for us, it's free. Free is good. And what Google Analytics does is it literally tracks what every user on your website does, where they click, where they stay longest on your website. And with those metrics, you can really use that to measure success. So rather than just talking about Google Analytics, let's take a look at a Google Analytics report. And I'm going to share my screen. This is our website. This is what I'm measuring the success of. And the next tab, and I do need to enlarge that in the wrong screen. There we go. Make it a little easier to read. The next tab is my Google Analytics report. And right off, it tells me how many people are using the site by date, by users, active users in the last 30 minutes. Well, don't really have any. But let's start looking at some of the reports that are available. Like I said, this is a great way to measure success. Where are people coming to my website from? Well, the majority of them are directly entering our URL. But we ran a Facebook ad for an ABC course. So paid Facebook generated 50 sessions. Organic Google, that's my Google business profile, is driving more people. Instagram, this is tied to the Facebook paid ad. Facebook referrals drew some. Our district website shuffled 6 people over to us. I had a Chamber of Commerce ad running, and I got 6 people from it. So it tells me where they're coming from. More importantly, first-time users, where are they coming from? How did they find us? Facebook paid ad. 100 users from that one ad. First-time users, first-time visitors to the Facebook or to our website. That's a great return on a $25 investment. You can come down here and get a real-time view. If you've got a really busy website, this will show you who's on your website over the last 5 to 30 minutes, where they're from in the world. I really don't expect to see a lot in this on a Squadron webpage. I really don't. I'm more interested in the snapshots where I can look at over a month period of time. I can start looking at the demographics. And yes, I am pulling people from Sweden, Hong Kong, Germany, and Ireland. I don't know why. I don't very seriously they're going to be taking our classes, but it tells me when people are hitting our sites, dates, usage, the audiences. Come on.
Hey, Ron, the question for you. Does
Yes.
Google filter out, are these real people? Does Google filter out any bots or anything like that? That may be
Yes,
creating traffic?
They are filtered out.
Okay.
They are filtered out. So these are unique users. Average session length, how long people are on the site. Right now, I'm looking at almost 2 whole minutes. Hey, I'll take that. In the business world, the longer a person stays on your site, the more money they spend. Well, they're not spending money on our site, but obviously they're finding something of interest, whether it be I want to learn more about a course, I want to learn more about getting a vessel safety check. Something that I discovered in doing the analytics was that a lot of people were searching for information about MMSIs. I wouldn't have guessed that. But because of that, I added a page on our site of how to get what is an MMSI, number 1, and 2, how to get it. And that's been getting some traffic. The fact that they're spending almost 2 minutes on the site tells me that they're able to get information and then they go away, which is exactly what we want them to do. So with all of the information that is available, and what I'm trying to do is with the business objectives, I'm really not trying to drive sales because we don't have a lot to sell other than courses, and our ABC class is subsidized by the county, so we charge nothing for it. So we can't really call that sales or membership. So what I start looking for are some of the web behaviors. And the Google Analytics provides you with an absolute wealth of information. Here, I've pulled up, where are my users coming from? Cape Coral is sort of local. They have their own squadron. Columbus, not local at all, but a lot of our members head back north during the summer, and we've got a fairly good sized number from the central Ohio area. Miami, not far away, about 100 miles away. We kind of compete with them. Port Charlotte is definitely local. Northport is local. So that's where my focus is, on the local area. The number of views and what they're viewing by page. Again, I ran a Facebook ad promoting an ABC course. So I'm pleased to see that the number one page that people were going to was our America's Boating Club page. That tells me that my advertising, both on Facebook, Instagram, and with the Chamber of Commerce calendar, was driving traffic to that particular page. Homepage, not bad. Membership was the number 3 page being viewed during this period. Calendar of events. We have it broken out by America's Boating Club classes and seminars so that they can see the schedule and prices of each on the web page. So they're clicking around our educational offerings quite a bit. And the contact us, which has got the standard contact us by the commander, by education. We even have a form that they can fill out. User stickiness is how long they stick on the page. Demographics even give you the language being used. Right now, I really don't have anything on our site in Spanish, but I might be considering adding an AI translation service, Google Translate, on each page, which I can easily do, so that if I've got 9 active users in Spanish, 1 in Chinese, 1 in Portuguese, I'm not so sure I want to really get into that, but we do have a significant population in Southwest Florida that Spanish is their predominant language.
And
Well-
Ron, is Google is that a free service that Google offers for AI translation?
Yes, it is.
I thought so.
which-
Thank you.
Our squadron's cheap. Free is about the best news you can get. So
Ron, these attributes, are they contained in each Google user's profile? Like, language attribute, for instance. Like, where does that come from? Like that data is pulled from. Is there something that tells the analytics that particular user is a Spanish speaking user?
it is based on the language that you are have selected for your page view in Google.
Got it.
I use a VPN to access some sites in Europe, and it gives me the option of, would you like this in Greek or would you like this in English? Well, I don't read Greek, so I always had it translated for me. But what they're doing is they're pulling the language that the page is being displayed in.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, we've talked about Google Analytics, and you can see that there are just absolutely tons of information in here. Drive sales, generate leads. The amount of information is just unbelievable. One of the things that I like about this is it gives me the search terms that people typed in the Google search engine. And I use that as representative for all the other search engines that led them to me. And if I see things that are applicable, I'm going to highlight them on our website to make it easier for people to find. If they're looking for a Coast Guard captain's license, that's not applicable to us, so I'm not going to promote that. And in fact, in the Google ad program, you have positive keywords that you want to promote, and then you have negative keywords that you want to suppress. The reason for a negative keyword, if I'm typing in, I want a Coast Guard captain's license, then that tells Google, don't serve an ad for an ABC course to the search result. This person is not interested in it. If they're looking for a basic boater class, that would be a positive keyword. And yes, we really want that search to have our ad close by. So I look at the search terms. If it's something that is a service that we offer, then I'm going to make sure it's easy to find on our website. If it's Coast Guard license, nope, we don't offer it, not even go worry about it. When it comes to advertising on Google, I'm going to have that marked off as one of my negative key terms. So how do you get the Google Analytics? Well, number one, you have to have a website. Absolutely essential, because this is measuring traffic to your website. Number two, you have to have a Google account. It could be something as basic as a Gmail account. And I would recommend having a Gmail account for your squadron. The reason for that is if it's tied to your personal Gmail account, that means that access is tied to one individual. And I want my education department to be able to see this. I want my XO to be able to see this. Especially when I sit there and say, I want money for a Facebook ad. I want money for this ad. I want them to see the results, the return on their investment. Second, by having a Gmail account for your squadron, it provides a level of protection for personally identifiable information. Now, in a situation like this, I don't care about sharing my personal email account, which clearly identifies who I am. But I really don't want to use that personal email and scatter it all over the internet. So a Gmail account like ABC Club Richmond at Gmail provides a level of anonymity for the individual. So you've got to have a website, you've got to have a Gmail account, and then you can create a Google Analytics account. Now, I'm going to pull up, and I have to stop sharing and then reshare the screen because I've switched from one screen to another. All right. How do you get the Google Analytics on? Why is it not allowing me to share? Okay, I'm going to do something different. Want to allow me to share Note tab, but I'll bet it'll let me share a Word document. So we will try that. There we go. Okay. Google Analytics is nothing more than a JavaScript that is plugged into each page on your website. And the script itself is this bit of code. And essentially, this G-0LG, that's my account ID. That's all that is. And it basically is collecting all this information, sending it back to Google servers, and then compiling the information for me to log into my account and see.
And it's everything that's publicly accessible, not behind a login, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, you could actually put it on the non-publicly accessible sites, because if they're being spidered by Google, which in a lot of cases, unless you've got a no text file on there, they are being spidered, but you can plug these into any of your pages. Now, here's where your webmaster comes into play. Depending on how your website is built, whether it be a content management system, for example, WordPress or Squarespace or Drupal, those all have plugins that will automatically take your Google Analytics account ID and plug it into your webspace or your website on every page automatically. For Joomla and some of the other platforms, and I know that there are some websites that are built in something like Dreamweaver. You're going to have to manually add this script into each web page. Now,
Ron,
yes.
quick question. You didn't mention Google Sites, which we use for our website, and I'm
Oh, you
assuming
do?
Google
Oh,
Sites is very nicely integrated with that. If you,
Oh, absolutely. In Google
Okay.
Sites, I'm very familiar with Google Sites. That's what I built ours in.
Yep.
I think it's in settings. It says, do you want to add Google Analytics? And if you don't even have an account set up already, it'll set your account up for you. Google Sites makes it so.
there it is, right there. It's switched off, so I'll switch that on. Oh, it's looking for something else. It's not enabling me to switch it on. Interesting.
Yes,
Yeah.
Google Sites has it
Do-
as easy to add as it possibly can be.
Do I need to set up and I might be jumping ahead here because I was looking as you were talking to try to get into the same dashboard that you had up for Google Analytics, and it
Mhm.
basically says sign in and then create a account. Is it looking for that first before I can turn it on?
Yes.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is I am going to be posting that in the chat a link to how to install Google Analytics tags. CMS is content management system. WordPress, Wix, Squarespace, Drupal, there are a number of them. Take a look at it. It gives you step-by-step how-tos. Joomla does not have the extension in to automatically add it. I am going to be talking with the IT team to see if they will add that extension so that people that are utilizing the Joomla platform on the USPS servers to host their web pages would be able to add that automatically. And Jim, you asked about the Google Sites. Let me back up. Excuse me just a second.
Commercial break, sponsored by.
Okay, I apologize. We've got a pool in the backyard and there's an air leak, and the repairman is here and he's found more problems to pay for. But let me get back to the Google site. And okay,
Yeah, that looks
here's
cool.
our Google site. I'm in the editor mode. I went to settings, analytics, and what you'll need to do is connect your site to a Google Analytics account. It's got a nice link, learn more. Here's my tracking ID, and then enable Google Analytics. This is on a Google site, and it automatically just starts gathering data and displaying it in the Google Analytics.
Does it start analyzing data that's created when you click that radio button, or does it have data from a prior period which you can pull in?
It doesn't have data prior to establishing the Google Analytics account and tying it to your Google site.
Okay.
But once you've enabled it, once you've said yes, go forth and collect, it'll start pulling data, and you can go back and look at past or history from the time you've clicked. And then if you run a campaign, for example, an ad on Facebook pushing an ABC course, if you boost a post on Facebook for a civic activity and you want to see, did that drive traffic to the website? It's very easy to then go into the Google Analytics and see where people are coming from and what trend there was in the traffic.
Now, Ron, a couple sessions ago, you used a term, and I think it's like megapixel.
Oh, okay.
Is
Okay.
that Facebook? And this is web.
That's Facebook.
Okay.
That's Facebook. Essentially, a metapixel is a small snippet of code that Facebook, Meta, will embed on a web page and measure traffic directly from Facebook to it.
So this is sort of the Google, this is
Yes.
the web version of it.
Exactly. And this gives me a much more complete view of the entire website,
Right.
not just a specific target page.
Are you going to lead us through the process of, like, I went just to Google Analytics, google.com to create an account while you've been talking, and it asked for the account name and my new account name. Is this where you'd recommend that I go to open up a Gmail first for abcatlanta@gmail.com, create that, then come back here, and that's my account name, and then somewhere it's going to connect my account name to our website address? How does that all get connected?
Okay. Let's. I was hoping it would give me a shortcut. It didn't. Creating an account. And what I'm going do is this is going to go right into the chat window. First step, set up an account. Analytics.google.com. Oops, all other pad. All right, it's logging me directly into my it's logging me directly into my account.
I'll share my screen. You can do it with me.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be helpful here too.
Okay. Let me stop sharing mine and
All right. So I have no account, and my squadron does not have a Gmail at gmail.com email.
okay.
So is this where this is where I get confused. Is it looking for an email address? Is it looking for America's Boating Club Atlanta analytics account? I mean, what is my new account name?
Okay. Can you zoom in on your screen? I can. Okay, great. Okay. And you're on.
And I'm not the webmaster, so I can't get into our WordPress, but
Oh, okay.
and maybe if Jim can, maybe we should do it with him.
Yeah, I think that would be a much easier approach, having both you and the webmaster on at the same time.
All right, so I'm out.
All right.
I haven't worked with WordPress in a long time. I've been forced to learn a little bit about Joomla for the USPS servers.
All right. See if this works here. Show my screen. Okay. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I do.
All right. So I'm on the main page. I've jumped the gun and put in an account name and tell me if this is reasonable or not.
Okay. I've removed the hyphen.
Okay.
Google doesn't like hyphens.
Good to know. I clicked Google products and services. It was not clicked, but you tell me if you recommend any or none of these to be clicked.
That's fine.
Okay. I'm going to click next. All right. Here we are at the property name.
Okay.
So that is something new too.
I looked at the criteria for property name. It seems kind of wide open. I don't know if there's any recommendations.
I don't understand what property is.
I've never seen that either.
Okay. Property name. I love AI. It's the descriptive label you give to a specific website, app, or other data source you want to track. So,
Do you have to
property
do
name?
this, Ron? Do you have to create a property?
Looks like it's a required element.
Yep.
So could it be ABC Richmond's website? Not the
ABC
actual
Richmond.
website, but just those words.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see.
Good.
So
By that with
it's the
the
same as
with
the other name. Would that be confusing?
The account name, the prior screen?
Yeah, because the
No,
property is
no.
actually the website, right?
Let's go ahead and click next and see if it buys that. Okay, cool.
Is there a nonprofit here? No. Education,
Education.
jobs and education. Okay. And is this this is
This
like-
is going to be for your squadron.
okay. Gotcha. So we'll do medium. Okay.
All right. Essentially, what we're looking at is understanding the web and or app traffic.
Okay. Is that the only checkbox I should use?
Go ahead and click user engagement and retention.
Okay.
Okay,
Good.
good.
I'm gonna hit create. And I have to sign our rights away. Sure.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. It's still not letting me accept. I guess I have to go and scroll down to the
Yeah.
bottom.
You have to
Yes.
read it, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
There will be a written test afterwards.
So there's somewhere where it's still looking for me to click into or something before it highlights the accept. And you know what? I bet you it's like if I click on that and close it, it probably, yeah. You know, maybe is there something down here? Oh, here we go. That one right there.
Okay.
I accept the measurement controller data protection terms. Sure.
In a past life, I had to read all of those terms of use, terms of service, word
Just click,
for word.
click through terms. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to read each and every one of them. Okay. And we're going to be using for your platform web.
Mm-hmm. All right. Stream name. That means. It's looking for something before I can get past it.
Um,
My website. Maybe it's just a user identifiable name or something.
yes, yeah, it's just a label.
So I would have thought that was like the property that you're.
It's not looking for a URL.
No, it's a friendly name for the site.
Okay.
Okay.
Start collecting data. So am I going to hit next here?
Yep. Oh,
it's loading.
So how does it know if he doesn't have those little snippets on the website? Oh, here we go. Here are the Google tags.
Okay. Can I not have to do this if I go into here and start my analytics? And
okay.
maybe I have to get out of my Google Sites and go back in. Or
Nope. Don't close that down.
Oh.
Okay, there you go.
got it. So I need to get the ID, the stream ID or
Nope,
measure.
the measurement ID.
Got it.
Okay, where did you? Okay, go back. Which button did you click to get that measurement ID screen?
So this was where when it said start tracking or
Right.
start analyzing data, it showed this screen with all the information I had put in.
Okay.
And then this measurement ID has already a copy feature for you to move it to another screen, which I did. And now enable analytics is on. Fantastic. Fantastic.
And what
you
is
have-
your what are you using for your website?
We're using Google Sites.
Okay.
So it's native I guess this radio button is because it's all Google.
Yes.
All right, so I can just close this out and analytics is starting. So,
Analytics has started.
Okay.
all right. So
Now,
if I,
the caveat were that it takes up to, 48 hours to start generating reports. But you've got it set up, it's running.
excellent.
So when the report showed that you got traffic because of a Facebook ad,
Mhm.
it is smart enough to know that the pathway to your website was via a Facebook ad. You didn't have to tell it, I'm doing a Facebook ad, look
Nope.
for.
Anytime you click a link, that link contains information about the source of the link, and it relays that information to your destination. So that's how it knew, oh, this is coming from a paid Facebook ad. This is the destination. This is the source of this referral. It really is used most prominently if you've got paid advertising and you're looking at a source of revenue from those ads.
So what would be an event that's below there? You have enhanced measurement and then you have modifying an event. And I know for an event when we were doing Google Business Profile, it was some sort of class. This is a different use of the word, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Jim, go ahead and click down there on modify events and just no, on the learn more part of it. I'm sorry.
Right here. We're
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just learn more. Okay, for example, if I wanted to tie my Facebook ad to an event in Google Analytics, if I had that much traffic where I couldn't sort and I needed greater granularity, I could create some events.
Okay.
And again, for the traffic that the average Squadron website is going to generate, we're only skimming the very surface of the capabilities of Google Analytics. But the information that we can gather from just skimming the surface is invaluable. So it really, yes.
When I go back here and has this error message up here, is that because the 48-hour period is like it's not active yet by Google? Is that kind of what it's telling me?
Exactly.
Okay, so I need to just be patient and wait for 48 hours, and then go back in here, and then it should look something like the screen that you were showing earlier.
Correct.
Okay, and one other question. I think you answered it. This is a great meeting. I've learned a lot, and like I'll give you an example. We've spent money to put an ad in a Chesapeake Bay boating magazine called Prop Talk, and it's a pretty popular magazine. It's distributed to several thousand merchants around the Chesapeake Bay in Virginia, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
And so we advertised in there, and had like a quarter-page advertisement. And I'm asked in our executive committee meetings, do we have any traffic from that? And the best I can provide, or I have been able to provide, is, well, we don't have any new signups from, because I know, being the SEO, I know any signups to any of our courses, I get an email. So I haven't gotten any of that, but I guess I could, with this tool, figure out who potentially from the area has been looking at our website, or maybe potentially driven there by a particular ad.
Mm-hmm.
that points people to our website. Like the ad drives people to our website. Our website has our updated curriculum. We want people to go there and kind of get more informed and sign up. Would that help?
Would they only know that if it's a digital and they click on the hyperlink? I mean, if it's a print ad, they're going to have to just type it in.
Yeah, it's a print ad.
Add a QR code. Add a QR code to your print ads.
Okay.
because with the QR code, a lot of our traffic is being driven by mobile devices. People don't like to type in URLs. They have their phone in hand. They click the QR code and it takes them directly to the page. Not only does it capture the device type that they're using, whether it be an Android phone or iOS or tablet, it also tells you the source of that from the QR code.
So if people elect to use the QR code instead of typing in the website, that
Mhm.
information would be provided. But if they just type in richmondboatclub.com, then
It's-
it's just normal traffic that we would see.
It's going to show up as organic.
Got it. Okay. Great. Good to know.
But depending on who you use to generate the QR code, I have a paid account with TinyURL. The reason for that is I can shorten URLs and automatically generate a QR code. It also generates an analytics report, how many times each link was used, whether it was used from the shortened URL, the tinyurl.com, whatever, or the QR code itself. And that costs me a whopping $100 a year.
Ron, could you please put that in the chat? Tiny
What?
URL, please.
That's
So others
interesting.
others can, I know others use that as well.
Yeah, we actually we did 2 boat shows last year, our squadron, and I had a survey, a paper survey, and also a QR code that linked to the online survey that we'd hand out to people. And I never knew, if people were using the QR code, but this is kind of cool that I could actually track that.
Yeah. Now it does take the paid account, but the paid account, frankly, provides a lot more capacity for $100 a year than you'll ever need.
Isn't
to
there
know.
also a free way to get QR codes?
There is a free way, but they don't provide the analytics.
But if
And
we're doing the analytics via Google Analytics,
but the Google Analytics is not going to give you the full scope of the use of the QR code. And some of the free QR code generators will expire your QR code after a
Yep.
certain period of time. And if, for example, you've posted that QR code on a brochure and you printed 500 copies of it and you're using it for 2 years, that QR code may be invalid after a year.
Yep, I've had that happen. Good to know. All right. You want me to stop sharing, Ron? Or are we good? Or do we need something else?
Yeah.
to look at?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
I did post my email address and phone number, and if there are any questions, and Jim, if after 2 days you aren't getting some information in your Google Analytics, give me a shout.
Okay.
if you want, I can go in and just pretend I'm a new user and you can see if on August 7th you got a new visitor.
I would
Oh,
do
great.
the same.
Oh,
I would do
Sarah.
the same thing, Jim.
Great. Thank you.
If you're from
Okay.
Atlanta and North Carolina.
All right,
Visitors.
the two TinyURL plans, the Pro plan that I've got, they bump the cost up to $10 a month. Up to 500 links and unlimited numbers of trackable clicks.
So
Which
up to 500
Sure.
a year,
500 links.
500 links.
If you're short, if you've got more than 500 links on your website, far too many links. And you can track up to 10,000 clicks on your QR code. So,
Ron, let me ask you a question. So all this is designed to get more traffic and then eventually to get either more members or more students, right? That's kind of what the end game kind of is here.
The end game is increasing the visibility of the local squadron through social media outreach, through enhanced web presence, through better marketing in the local area. Once you've increased the visibility of the squadron, that's going to provide you with more potential students and more potential members. People aren't going to join. They're not going to take a class if they don't know we exist.
Right. Have you noticed an uptick in either one of those since it sounds like you're well underway with having this established on your squadron? What have you noticed?
It's seasonal. I'm in South Florida. This time of year, our squadrons have pretty much gone on hiatus because so many of our members have left to go north. In our case, upper Midwest, and I don't blame them. It's too hot and humid down here. Depending on the ad campaign and the news, if there's an event, I hate to pick on them, but I will. Last weekend, there was a boat accident in the area near Raleigh where, what was it, 10-year-old, Tammy?
A 10-year-old was killed.
They didn't really mention anything about the cause, other than there were almost 40 empty beer cans in the boat. I think I can guess what the cause was. There was the accident over in Miami where a barge ran into a small day sailor with students on board. 2 kids were killed. Things like that increase awareness of boating safety. In my local area, on one day, I had a boat fire that morning, and that evening, another boat ran into a piling and sent 5 people to the hospital. People are now thinking, oh, boating, I might need to learn something. So with those events fresh in people's minds, my ad campaign is going to get more visibility. If it's quiet period, it's hard to sell. Take a boating class. What we really hit on is boating down here in Southwest Florida is different. I look at where my members are coming from boating in the Great Lakes. And the Great Lakes, if you're 50 feet away from shore, you're in 100 feet of water. In Charlotte Harbor, our deep spot is 20 feet, and a lot of it is 2 feet or less. So we emphasize that the ABC class is taught by local boaters familiar with the local waters and the local places to go in your boat so that you can try to avoid running aground as much as possible. When the Coast Guard statistics came out 2 years ago, we put a big push on with the number of accidents and fatalities in Florida. We ended up having to turn people away from the ABC class, and we had seating for 50. We had 50 people in our ABC class. So
Great problem to have.
it was. We haven't had that problem since, but I hope to have it again. Again, it's cycle. It's a cycle.
Okay.
Right now, I'm experimenting with things, and I don't have a lot of students, so I'm just seeing what traction I can get, and then once the fall comes back and we've got more people, and hopefully no hurricanes, we'll have a better idea of what is successful and what isn't.
That's great. I'm looking forward to this because our squadron, we don't have a physical location to teach classes. We will use beg and borrow locations, but we do a lot of Zoom education in our squadron, and we've done it pretty effectively, and we've been able to get students from a pretty wide geographical footprint, Like I taught engine maintenance last year, and I had people from 5 different states, joining the class. So I can't wait to sort of see where people are coming from our website through the analytics to be able to understand better about what I could do to better promote, advertise, etc. Our squadron. So this is.
Let me ask you this: is there an active squadron down in the Tidewater area?
There is, yeah. Northern Neck Power Squadron. They're different than us. They do have a physical location where they teach. They only teach in person, as opposed to us. We're almost the opposite of that.
The reason I ask is that really provides you a really good opportunity to do some hybrid classes.
Yeah,
What-
we've talked to them. We're pretty close to them, so we've
Yeah.
talked. We've had some common like social events,
Mhm.
but it's a good idea about hybrid classes. We haven't really specifically touched on that idea.
Yeah. I was stationed in Norfolk for a number of years, so I was thinking that might be a close enough squadron, but far enough away so that it would be an interesting opportunity to do some hybrid stuff.
Yeah. Thanks. Good suggestion.
All right. Any more questions this afternoon?
One quick question, Tammy, and we could take this offline if we need to. For the advertising part of this discussion with Google, is that a separate call that we'll have scheduled, or you'll schedule, or how does that work? Because I'm interested in the advertising part, if that's a
What we're
different
doing,
topic.
Jim, is we're calling it tracking. So we're advancing every week a different subject. So we will get to Google Ads.
Got it.
I don't think that we've applied for a Google grant for Richmond yet. So we probably need to talk about that offline if it is something that you want to do. And I do recommend that you and I do that together with Ron soon so that you can start really putting the package together.
Okay.
So I'll be in touch with you online for our takeaways today. Cindy and I will go on your Richmond site today if we have time, and you'll see us following you throughout that. Ron, thank you so much for this coaching session. It was wonderful. Cindy and Jim, thank you for joining. We are stopping recording week 3 advanced Google. Thank you. Take care.
Bye now.
Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you. Take care. Nice meeting you, Jim.